feast.
Today we have the feast of the elevation of the cross. It's a beautiful feast. It brings us back to Pascha, right? We hear some of the same readings in Pascha. And as John said today, he gave us his rendition of how Jesus was crucified on the cross. And he was speaking to his mother and how he gave up his life. But today we celebrate the cross for everything it's done for us, and it gives us hope, great hope. It's not only for when Jesus was crucified on it, but it's when St. Helena discovered the cross, excavated the cross, found it, figured out which one was the true one. Here for Orthodox, they had the three crosses, and they couldn't figure out which one was which. So as the funeral passed by, they took the dead man and they placed him on each cross. And on the last cross, he came alive, and that was the cross that Christ was put on. Then the cross went to Persia. We overthrew Persia, and then it returned back to Jerusalem, and that's why we get this feast day. So it's not only about the victory over death and over sin, but it is the returning of the true cross, the discovering of the true cross, the power of the cross, and having to return to Jerusalem. We have icons that depict this. But it's not just a relic, right? It's just not a piece of wood anymore, right? It's just not this object that we wear around our neck, right? It's just not a symbol that we have in our cars and in our homes and on icons, right? It's just not a symbol that we do this, right? It's something more, right? It's not something that we just do out of habit, right? We do it because we believe in the cross, right? And its many powers that it has, right? It's not just a form of torture anymore, right? When you look upon it, back in those days, that was one of the cruelest ways to torture people and to kill them and have them hang there and die. But we understand through these 2,000 years and the readings and the ponderings upon them what the cross means. It's a lot more, right? Salvation, victory over death, a sign of God's love, sacrifice and victory over sin, redemption. That's just some of the words that are used to describe what the cross is to us, right? And it means something at different times in our life, right? We can see joy in it. We can see sorrow in it. We can see love in it. We can see forgiveness of it. And it's there for us, as Jesus is and God is, when we need Him to fulfill our needs, right? Sometimes we don't know what we need. We just cry out to God, help me. But we don't know what we're asking for because we're helpless, right? We don't know what we want. Sometimes we pray for intercessions for people and heal sickness and safe travels and start of a good school year and have someone come into the church by chrismation or baptism or communion, right? Sometimes we know what we want. And even when we ask God for what we want, sometimes we don't get that. We get something else. But we realize in the end that God is right by putting us on the right path. So after 2,000 years, this cross is still as powerful as ever. And it also brings out to us, not just in a physical way, right? It's not just a piece of wood, as I said. It's what it does to us inside us. It's what that symbol has done throughout all of the ages, right? Acts of self-sacrifice.